Hey guys, we're back with another tutorial because today is sea glass because you guys all wanted to see sea glass, and I decided that I didn't want an outline to begin with because black is like not sea glass. Anyway, you'll probably be doing it in a coloring book or something, but a lot of you like to tangle and stuff and like create your own things. So, I thought I would show you something fun after we do the sea glass. So, just like the one that I did in the group, our group, Gem Hose, I have my Blick Stadia pencils because I was working with a wax-based pencil today because I was trying out a new idea. Anyway, I have pea green, azure blue, phthalo blue, dark blue, ice blue, and white. And it's just a bunch of blues ranging from dark to light. And then I have my pea green, which is kind of like a seafoam color. And I really like it as it gives kind of a surprise feel in there. So, we're going to draw a little piece of sea glass. And it's not perfect, of course, because nobody's perfect. Definitely not me. Anyway, I'm starting with my lightest blue. And the thing about sea glass that is different from gems and, faceted gems and our regular gemstones is that it doesn't have a direct, it doesn't have a shiny surface. So there's nothing for the light to directly hit off of, and it's going to shine out, so it's not going to have a highlight. Most of the time when you see sea glass, there is light coming in and hitting it, but it just kind of makes it lighter. So what we're going to do is on top and bottom, kind of like, on top and bottom we're going to put our lightest color. Kind of showing where the light's hitting and where our light is going. Kind of like a pearl almost, where you're going to have your darkest, more intense colors in the middle of it. Okay? So, let's do this. Work in layers, because I always work in layers. It is, I find, one of the best ways to blend is to work in layers. It gives me the smoothest look to things without really actually having to use a blender. I didn't use a blender on either of the other ones I did. And I also used Faber-Castell Polychromos for those. But I just did one with Blicks so that I would know what I was doing before I showed you. Because that would be irresponsible otherwise. Gotta make sure that I can do it to show you, right? Okay, so I'm just putting down a base of color. That way we have something to blend into. I'm going to go up to my next blue, which is the azure blue, which is just slightly darker blue. It's not really anything super fancy. I think that if you do this with, or if you do sea glass with Prismacolors, you'll probably get a really, really great effect. Prismacolors would have the white, their white pencil that you could use later on to get more of that chalky look that's on the outside of sea glass most of the time, if you're going for a more realistic effect. I know that mine is not super realistic, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. And then phthalo blue is just a little bit darker. And I want to concentrate that mostly on like the top third of it. I'm going to go over my white too. Give it like a little bit of extra punch in there. what I want to do is make sure that I know where my dark area is, which is going to be right up here. And we're just putting down our base of color. And then right here, right in like our lower third, I like to put in that little bit of green. It's kind of like, I don't know, the surprise or a variance in the thickness of the sea glass. And so some of it got, I don't know, oxidized or something. And so it brought in a different color, which I think is pretty. One of the things to remember is that when you're working in layers, and you're doing real light layers, is to change your paper, because you end up doing the same motion over and over again. So changing the direction of your paper a little bit will help you to fill in all of the tooth of the paper, which will help give you a smoother look as you continue. This is back up to my medium color. This is back up to azure blue, so it's almost one of the lightest blues. Or it is one of the lightest blues, I should say. And then we're going to go to our lightest blue. And go right around here. So you've got our green in here. And we're just trying to smooth everything out. Make it look good. Sea glass is not all difficult. It just takes layers, a little bit of patience. And then if you're wanting more, I gotta get this smooth or it will bug me. If you wanted to use a blender, you definitely could. I'm not saying not to. I just think that the sea glass kind of look is better with just pencils, maybe? I don't know. I am not the end-all, beat-all perfect person. Ooh, that's wrong. I want the green. There we go. And then to put in, let's go get our dark blue. And it's just the darkest one I have. Just put in right in the middle, basically. Or like right near the middle. It's like where the densest part of the glass would be, almost. I'm guessing. I don't really know, since this is flat. And then just go around and smooth out your spot. Blend it in. You can go back in and use your other colors to help blend it and whatnot. Okay, and then taking my white is going to blend it even further. I find that using white to blend just gives it that kind of light look to it, which I like. It's kind of like frosted glass, honestly. This is where, if you have the Prismacolor white, which is much more opaque, you could use to give it that much more chalky look. But it makes it real smooth, helps blend everything in. If you want to give your sea glass a more definite edge, you could do that with either one of the darker blues. And then I'm actually going to go up here with phthalo blue. Kind of make some little variances in here. Just for the fun of it. So I'm not right on the edge, but I'm close. Right. And if you are wanting to maybe go more realistic with it, you do want to give it a little bit of an edge because, you know, it is a stone. It does stop at some point. But if you are doing this with like a Zentangle or something, you might want to give it an edge just to give it a slightly more solid feel to it. And then let's hang it. And by hang it, I mean let's turn it into a necklace pendant thingy. Yeah, I feel like I should just give it a little bit more definite of an edge. So I'm just going around it like that. Go back and use your white, smooth it out, make it lighter if you'd like. Especially down here at the bottom. And then you could grab either a black pencil or a pen if you want to grab a pen. Mine is a super fine. I use these for my drawing a lot. It's the Staedtler pigment liner. This one is one of the super thin ones. I have some thicker ones around here somewhere. And let's go like this. Kind of make it look like wire wrap. I mean, black wire, obviously, but just like that. And anytime you're doing something like that, you want to go around it, so you got to make sure you don't stop at the edge, go a little bit past the edge. Gotta make it look like it's wire wrapped, right? So we'll pretend it's super fancy. And you could do this with a black pencil too, if you wanted to. And then up here, just make the little pendant thing, I guess. Looks kind of like this. I don't know. I'm making it up. There we go. Looks kind of like a pendant thing, right? And we have a piece of sea glass. And then, you could, do whatever you want to doodle all over it if you wanted to or whatnot. But that's the way I do sea glass. And you could put it, if it's already in a setting like the one that I showed you earlier in the group, just go ahead and do it like that. Over here, I used a bit more white. I can see that now. A little bit of trick for that is if you don't have Prismacolor white, but you do happen to have your gel pen with you. Figured this out the other day, actually. You can go in here and do some of your gel pen on here, and just before it dries, just kind of like dab at it, and it will lighten it up for you. And it kind of leaves a film on it, but it will give you the lighter effect. It's honestly now all over on my finger. But that is how you would do that. And I probably will go back in and fix this. Because now I want to fix it. So there we go. That's kind of my sea glass. So, make some in different colors. Because that's probably what I will be doing next. Because I don't know that I want to leave this like this. And metal is shiny, right? Right. And my gel pen is like, no. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. We have our sea glass piece. Now I'm like gonna pick at this until I think I'm okay with it. Either way, have fun, do your own sea glass piece, and show me. I'll talk to you later. Bye.